Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Thrive in Luxury. And what does that mean? Our topic today is going to be all about breaking into luxury real estate. So I hope you're geared up for a fast 30-minute pace of some hot tips and really industry expertise of knowledge of just hot tips of how to take your business to the next level. I'm Carrie Zeier. I am our VP of Luxury Growth, and it is my honor to be here. What an exciting thing eXp University is doing and putting these executives out there and sharing our knowledge. And it's not only our knowledge, as part of being an executive, I'm always in front of so many leaders around the world and within our company. And it's amazing to share that and really all the nuggets that I have gathered throughout my 20 years of real estate. So for 20 years, 2005, almost 20 years, I should say, 2005, I became a luxury real estate agent in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'll share some of those tips of really how I began as a luxury agent. Through over my almost 20 years in the business, I have done many things. And one of those, I moved to Nashville, Tennessee, and really restarted my business. So one of the things we're going to talk about today are there's different ways to break into the luxury market. And one of those is to have a sphere of influence, but the other is through networking and really growing your market where you are. And a lot of us do move. We have life circumstances, and sometimes you have to restart, or maybe you've been in the same town and city forever, and how to really break into luxury or raise your price point. So I hope you find some great tips. Get your notebooks out and let's go and get started to learn to break into luxury. So how do we do that? I get this question all around the world. And, I honestly, I finished today. We did a world tour of luxury and we went to the European market. We had over 8 country leaders from all over the European countries talking about this very subject of breaking into luxury. And although our customs may be different in different countries, the word luxury and luxury real estate definitely resonates with everyone. Now, the different price points vary, but there's another thing that stays consistent when you're talking about luxury real estate, and that's service. The service that we provide our clients. So let's get into that. I hope you take away some great points, but one thing to always keep in mind with luxury real estate, it is a level of service that is above the rest, basically. So here we go. So when you're growing your sphere of influence, I started out in Atlanta, Georgia, and I got my real estate license, and I am from Georgia. I had a lot of friends. I went to University of Georgia. So when I entered real estate, it was truly through my sphere of influence. One of the things I did, I was so excited to get my real estate license. I was on the phone calling everyone saying, I got my real estate license. And I think I still have that same enthusiasm still today, and especially when it comes to talking about luxury and eXp luxury. But so through all my calls and through all my sphere of influence, the first day I got my license, I ended up getting a $3.5 million listing. So that really put me on my journey out of Atlanta with the luxury real estate market. I was over the moon. And let me tell you, I had no idea. I had no tools. I had no idea what to do. But I treated it like a business, and I really went in there and learned so much from day one to fast forward all these 20 years later. Now, I would certainly say I have failed forward in life. Not everything I've touched was like the first $3.5 million listing I had, but some of these things and practices I will hope will find invaluable as you grow your business. So sphere of influence definitely goes into breaking into luxury real estate and leveraging your relationships. And not all of your relationships will be fruitful, but they always lead to something else. And I'm passionate about that. So the first thing is, if you are a sphere of influence person, or maybe you have gotten away from it. And sometimes, if we've been in business a long time, our CRM can get very crowded, and it's time to really clean it out and get back to the basics and really get with those people that will truly be your supporters and be a positive sphere of influence. Defining your sphere of influence, that includes family, friends, business associates, past clients, really all potential connections. And I never want you to underestimate when it comes to building that. Always reach out. There's so many people to network and really get in with as you're building that sphere. But we're going to talk about two different topics. We're going to stay on this one right now, but the other is networking. Yes, you network with your sphere, but I always look at the sphere of influence as people that you already know, or you have contacts with them. Maybe they're through your children's school, maybe they're through your church or your country club or your chambers or business clubs. So there's different ways to build on those, but you already have a connection with them. Next, we've got defining that, and I think we just talked about that. I didn't go to the next one. Mapping your sphere. Map out your sphere of influence by identifying those individuals who may have access to high net worth individuals. And even on my 3-hour call today, we talked really deep about, luxury real estate is the end game is getting these listings, servicing the big word, servicing our clients, but they're usually the high net worth individuals. So how do we get in front of them? And a lot of it is, as we've said, if we are working your sphere, and maybe your sphere of influence is not the high net worth, there are ways to break into that. There's different niches to work on that will help you get into those high net worth individuals. There are different, if you are not able to join a club, maybe do a charity event, give back to organizations that are very philanthropic. Wealthy people, high net worth individuals usually go there. So there's a lot of ways to break in if you do not if your current sphere is not necessarily the high net worth luxury markets, but it's definitely a plan. I'm a very business planner person, so mapping your sphere and getting your plan of attack is just powerful and definitely results driven out of that. Start with close contacts. Begin with those closest to you. Of course, friends, family, colleagues can provide introductions and recommendations within the luxury sector, because there's so many people that are connected to the real estate world. If you look at it, I've always looked at real estate is in the middle. If you look at this spoke, really, it's in the middle. But if you look at the title, the mortgage, the insurance, it goes the builders community, the investment community. So there's lots of ways to map it out for you to attack it as you are expanding your business. Seeking referrals. Don't be afraid to ask for those referrals. If someone's in your sphere is happy with your work, they will connect you. And I think those are great ways to touch on when you are making your calls. If you are that person that you are going through your database and you're working different methods of touching them, whether it's emailing them, flyers, drop-offs, pop-bys, but when you talk to them, it's not always asking for their business, it's who do they know, and if they are part of your sphere. And when we talk about that, I've always broken it down to, I've known agents that have 1,000 people in their sphere of influence, or 500, but truly some of my most successful agents that I've coached, that I've led and been a part of, has had a very controlled sphere of influence. Some have 100. And those 100, though, really provide. They can count on them. They use that 100 when they do their business plan, knowing their numbers. They can definitely count on those 100. If you are one like you're saying, Carrie, I don't have really anyone in my CRM. I wouldn't even know where to begin with your sphere of influence. Then start with 25 people. 25 people that you can build can be a game changer as you are building your luxury business. I've seen it over and over. So it's not to be overwhelmed. Take these tips and plug them into your business, but the most important is to take action. When we take action on the smallest of things, we get the biggest results instead of being overwhelmed by all of it. So let's start building your sphere of influence. The other is build a referral system. Create a system that encourages referrals by providing incentives or rewards to those who refer luxury clients to you. And I think that one is amazing. I've seen some very creative ones with that, but basically make a VIP system. Like these are my VIPs. So if you're starting with 25, maybe they're your VIPs. If you've got 250 or 500, or if you've got a large database, maybe narrow down those VIPs that you absolutely always have a system for recognizing them. You know, there's many coaches out there. One of my first coaches ever was Brian Buffini. And of course, you know, if you do his system, it's like the A, B, C's, and D's. So there's different ways to structure your sphere of influence, but definitely have one and definitely have that VIP experience. So create value for your sphere. I'm having a trouble saying the word today. So offer valuable insights to them, market reports, property recommendations, and exclusive information about luxury real estate trends. That is valuable to everyone. You know, not only that, it shows your knowledge, it shows that you're an expert in the industry, and there's a lot of other tools, but make that list of some of the things that you are going to touch and really provide to your sphere, because it is monumental. It's very hard when we let our CRM grow stale. And it's the hardest is when you want to get back engaged and you haven't reached out to them in months. Maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's a year. But there's always a way to get back engaged, let them know, who you are, reestablish yourself. So if you have not done all of this, do not be discouraged. It's time to get back in the game and start working your sphere. And in this market, I think it's a valuable way. If you have a system, it's very cost effective and you can make it that way, and you can have yourself budgeted, but you're still getting results by reaching out to people constantly. Maintain regular contact, which is what I've just touched on. Consistency is key to everything. You know, one of the top agents in our company recently said an amazing statement. You know, she said, I do the same boring thing every single day and I love it. And I love how she said it, because she's like, it's mundane because I am so consistent. But what really it was a compliment for her, because she has absolutely exploded her team, her business, but she has got the right systems in place, and then she consistently works her systems. So whether that's through newsletters, social media, which is huge, we could talk all about even that, or personalized messages to remain top of mind, it is very important and crucial when we're talking about building that. Using social media, you know, obviously back in 2005, 6, 7, I wasn't even on social media. I don't think I began on social media to 2011. And I was terrified to send my first post. I went back and looked at it, and that's cringe now. I'm like, ooh. So I hope, do you remember your first post? And then we had the posting, and then we go into the days of video. How many of you remember your first video you posted? And I was so nervous to send my video out to the world. And now look at us. We're on StreamYard, we're on Zoom and YouTube, and and everything else. But as a luxury real estate agent, as a real estate agent in general, social media is huge. It is a way for your sphere to connect with you, but it's also a way to market yourself. So again, it's a powerful tool if it is used correctly, and really on social media to be that agent. You need to portray, if you want to be luxury, then portray that you are. And definitely use it as you are engaging in your sphere. Building trust through expertise, demonstrating your knowledge of the luxury market by sharing insights and market trends. And there's so many tools of today to help do that. I know we're headed to eXp and we'll meet with a lot of vendors there. And I just am always blown away with the material out there that you can use. And of course, within eXp Luxury, those easier things to help you as you are sharing your content, being top of mind with your clients, but it's definitely bringing that knowledge and credibility to them. They want to know what's going on in the market. They want to hire the expert. Luxury clients want the best, and within the luxury field, we're always trying to get more knowledge and how can we service our clients better. So definitely get in with a system of how you are going to share your market trends and your insights and expertise. Focusing on high net worth individuals within your sphere is obviously where everyone wants to be. And I think if you work your business every day on some of the things that we've just talked about, that in itself, it always leads to something better. And at the end of the day, it takes that one big listing to catapult you onto the next level. But of today, if you don't have one of those high net worth listings or those contacts, there's so many within our own network that you can promote listings. We have that global reach now that you can share and be a part. And it's just that, you're putting it out there that this is who you are. And maybe you're not there yet, but if you are focusing on that and sharing that with your clients, it's definitely an attraction which will help you gain the more high net worth individuals. Offer exclusive access to luxury properties. Exclusivity is amazing, right? Everyone wants, really, if they can't have it, invitation only. Those things appeal majorly to our luxury clients. So there's many ways to do that, to offer your sphere early access to luxury listings. You do have to be creative, but if you can break into that market, that is an amazing way to build your brand, to build your sphere, to build referrals, and really be the go-to person in your market. Create a VIP program for your sphere. We've already touched on that a little bit, but that is amazing, offering special privileges, early access, exclusive offers that cater to the luxury members. Hosting private events. Now, these can be many things, and I love to see all the creativity when it comes to this. It's from renting out movie theaters to hosting sporting events, think of getting a box somewhere with your top 25. There's a lot of things you can do to host your private events. And again, it always comes up with affordability. One key thing when you're in real estate is there are so many either lenders, there's title, there's home warranty, there's insurance. There's a lot of ways to package and do groups, of course, that will help offset the expenses of some of these amazing events that you can put on. It also allows you to build that network within, I'm going to say on the work side, that you have your work team, which we'll talk about more on as these points go on. But to me, that is just vital in having a successful business, is having that team around you of lenders and title and all of that, because it does definitely help you take your business to the next level, but you're also helping them. So that's why you're a team. Um, let's see, building a deep relationship and not just transactions. So, how many of you out there are just transactional, and how many of you would say you are relational? And I've coached both, and I've had many be so successful. Now, my most successful, I would say, has a happy medium between those two, but I have seen just transactionals be great. So, if that's what you are, we are talking about more of that sphere, and why does that build help you long term. But building those deep relationships, obviously you hear the agents that say, I've done all of this, I don't really do, even social media is limited, I get referral only. Those are good sphere of influence. They are keeping in touch, they're running a CRM. Those are one of the biggest value systems when it comes to, if we're just talking about sphere of influence. So think about how to create that better. Of course, we've gone through many of these tips of how to take all of that to the next level. Educate your sphere on luxury market. Keep them informed. Regular updates. I love, one of the things I do love about eXp Luxury is for each listing we get a weekly email with all of these sites that are marketing that property, that we can instantly give to our sellers, that we can instantly give them, so we look like we know what we're doing. We have got trends and investment opportunities and luxury market updates, and this is where everything's being shown. So using tools like that and having a system to put them out to your sphere is powerful, of course. And then we have building deep relationships, not just transactions, which we've touched on. These are key to creating meaningful long-term relationships, of course, in your sphere. Leveraging testimonials. This is a big one. Testimonials from luxury luxury clients can influence others in your sphere. Highlight success stories and satisfied clients to build that credibility. I love a great testimonial. I love to read people's testimonials. And one of the best things, and there's many systems that you can have in place. And obviously it's, when do you get that testimonial? And this needs to be a system in your business, whether you get it right, you get it before the closing, you get it right at closing. It is harder to get it after closing, but definitely put a system into place. The other thing that I've found that is easy is LinkedIn. You're wanting to build those social media awareness. You want to be out there. LinkedIn is a great business profile, and if you can get testimonials on there, is great. Of course, there's other ways to do those. The Zillows. There's many different testimonials platforms. But so using the social media and repurposing that. The other one I've seen that I love when people do is just, of today, we've got our iPhones. If they would do, not everybody will do this, but if you can get the video testimonials, those are powerful. And then, of course, you could use them in all of your repurposing throughout social media. Offer personalized services to your sphere, providing that white glove service to individuals. And obviously this sets you apart in the market when you are going above and beyond. And a lot of this goes into what sector of the luxury market do you have. When you can define that and then offer that service around it. For example, I was always a sports and entertainment realtor. And so I did own a brokerage in Nashville, Tennessee, but I was also the exclusive realtor for the Nashville Predators. So one of the things I did with them to offer that personalized service was, I always and you have to be careful. Not everybody wants to be in a fancy car, okay? So when I say this, this was because of my clientele. There are others that they would be turned off if you were in a fancy car. So that's another subject. But for this, my clientele loved it. So I had a relationship with a car dealer that, depending on the which player it was, they would be picked up at the airport, and that's how we would tour homes. They would have a choice of 3 vehicles. So that was a personalized service that I got to offer. Now, those were not all my cars, and I had it all set up where, as we said, leaning on other vendors. Of course, the win for the vendor, of course, were I had these athletes that had money, and then they would want to buy these cars from the car dealer. So it all works. So there are many ways to do a lot of this. That obviously there's money that you're spending through marketing and all that, but there are ways to keep the costs down. But that's certainly building a team around you that you can be successful, but you're also giving back to them as well. Encourage your sphere to refer you to luxury buyers. Absolutely. Word of mouth is powerful. So whether that's through your friends, your colleagues, but again, that sphere of influence, having that system and working it, and not afraid to ask, but it needs to be a systematic way of you asking for that business. And that's where the touch is throughout the month. Having that yearly party, maybe it's every 6 months a party. One of the things I did when I had my brokerage, but it was more for the agents, was I had a wind down Wednesday once a month. But I did that for almost 10 years. It built a business, but my clients knew I did it. It was a thing that we did, and anyone was invited. It more or less, it was agents that came, but our clients were invited. Some big closings, they could bring whoever they wanted, but it was a brand. It was a way to expand, and it was a way to, business deals were made at those things. So there's lots of ideas to put it out there. Again, I wouldn't do everything all at once. I would have a great systematic plan that is sustainable for a year. And now we're at the best time to really talk about that. We're in October 2024. It's the best time to start planning right now for January 2025 and truly exploding your luxury market. Let's see. I'm over here talking away, and I've broke into luxury through my sphere of influence by leveraging relationships. Absolutely, we've hit that, and now we're going to move into networking in new environments. So overall, we've said you've got sphere of influence, great way to build your business. It does have to be worked because those are people that know you. Now we're going to transition really quickly into the networking part of it. And so I started out, life was good, 2005. My first listing was $3.5 million. Woohoo! Absolutely. I sold it within 30 days. It was just wowza, and it put me on the map. And I started selling luxury real estate in Atlanta. Fast forward 2 years later, I moved to Nashville, Tennessee for personal reasons, and I knew not one person in Nashville, Tennessee. And I didn't even keep up with country music, so I couldn't even say I knew the country music singers. But here I am in Nashville, Tennessee, thinking, how am I going to get my business back? What am I going to do? Because I was a luxury agent. I tried to say that to everyone, but I had no clients and I did not have any listings. So what I started doing was networking like crazy. So my funny story is I've always been or used to back then, I was always in a Starbucks drinking coffee and tea. So I started meeting 3 people a day, 5 days a week. And I was committed that was going to be my system. I felt like if I met enough people, then that would open enough doors. And I truly say I'm here today as the VP of eXp Luxury. Really, I credit everything back to those early years of 2007, 8, and 9 of really networking and just going for it. To me, I had nothing to lose. I didn't know anyone in town. So I started reaching out to anybody associated to the real estate market. I mean, from builders to investors to developers to lawyers to finance people, divorce attorneys. And I wasn't asking them for their business. I was asking them, tell me about Nashville. What do you love? What clubs are great? What is this? What is that? Basically, what's the history? And then at the end, they would say, let me put you in touch with someone. That is usually, most people love to help other people. And that is a free of charge to just give you a name to, hey, go. And it wasn't always a listing or a seller or a buyer. It was a lot of the times a contact. But I used those contacts, and throughout the years, really had a very successful business in Nashville. But it started with networking in my new environment, which was Nashville. So we've touched on this. Some of those things, if you go back into it, is identify key luxury networking events. And these can be the charity auctions, the luxuries expos. There's so many different things. It could be a sporting event. It could be, as I've said earlier, your children's sports, your children's school. If you don't have children, get involved with, like I said, the charities, the local community. There's many things going on, especially if you are in a big city. There's even more choices, of course. So building that networking plan, same as the sphere of influence, is make it a goal to meet and build relationships. So this is why I said you can do both. A lot of successful agents, maybe 50% sphere, 50% networking and building people they do not know. Some part ways and are 100% this or that. But I've seen a mixture be very successful. So if you are out there and you're already into the luxury market and you want to increase your price point or increase your sales, maybe you need more transactions, this is another great way to do it. Joining high-end social clubs, which speaks for itself, that can be expensive, and maybe it's not in your budget. But I also know there's different prices of social clubs, and maybe it's not the country club that you want, but there are many different levels of them to get your foot in the door and start networking with people. So that, and actually that is not one that I did. I did not come to Nashville and join a country club in the beginning. Years later I did, but not in the beginning. I would say the first 5 years I was not. I did it the old-fashioned way, pick up the phone and call somebody and go meet them. And it works. So connect with local service providers, which we've talked about, architects, designers, developers. There's many out there. Collaboration is key. It's what I love about eXp. That's what I love about luxury real estate, but it works. Collaborating with influencers in your luxury space, being, if you can, and also work on your own self. Influencers come in many different shapes, sizes, and forms, many different followings. But to me, when I say an influencer, we immediately think, okay, they've got, 100,000 plus followers and, they're an influencer. I think an influencer also is someone that knows their business and is very diligent, even on social media. That's what they post. That's what they know. They become the expert in their business. So I think that is huge when you're talking about that. Attend high-profile charity events. We have touched on that. Building rapport with key players, focusing on that, and building those connections are key, as I did in Nashville. And as I said, I credit so much of my success around the key players that I met so early on in the business. Becoming active in the local community. I love this. One of the things we did for fun was like Chop for Charity. I did the Nashville community thing. They had a thing called the Oyster Queen, and it was how to raise who raised the most money for the Nashville Community Center. So I was all in because I wanted to be the Oyster Queen. But obviously, it's active in the local community. We got to give back, and you get to meet, again, you're around these high net worth individuals. Hosting luxury events or property showcases, and you can make those as extravagant as you can. I had a guy call me. He was actually in Nashville, but he was calling about, he had a wonderful listing near $5 million, and he was like, how can I market this to make it amazing, but I don't know if I have the budget right now to make it just all. I was like, start calling vendors. So through all this, he's got 3 vendors. There is really no price limit on what they're going to do. It is going to be extraordinary. And guess what? They already have a team that does all this, and they're doing it for them. So all he has to do is show up and sell the home. How great is that? So definitely build those vendor contacts and do an amazing luxury event, especially if you do have a home to market and sell. Establish yourself as the market expert. Again, we've touched on that, but that goes with social media, having the contents, and constant follow-up. Offer specialized market knowledge. Luxury buyers seek agents with deep market knowledge. Absolutely. It is so nice when you are actually got your geographic territory that you absolutely own, that you know everything. If there's a home that comes on the market for sale in your area and you're out at the coffee shop, you should be able to say, yes, that one has 4,000 square feet, it's priced at this and this and this. If you have that type of knowledge and that kind of insight to your local market, it impresses people. It will get you business. Absolutely. I love that. Provide a white glove luxury experience. I love that for everything. Like I said in the beginning, luxury real estate is price point, but more importantly, it's servicing our clients, your clients. It's that service. And maybe you're not to the point you need to be or want to be. Maybe you want that higher price point. Never stay with that service the smallest. And here's the thing. Yes, I've had an amazing career of luxury real estate, but I have sold every kind of house. I have done short sales. I have done foreclosures. I have sold a $50,000 home in East Nashville. I have done so much I never said no. And I've always tried to lead with the best service ever. And I've treated that $50,000 house just like I would treat that $5 million home. And I think that's crucial because no matter what, you never know. That person could refer you. That person could move up. They could win the lottery. You never know. So I love the white glove service with every aspect of the business. Maintain that visibility with luxury buyers, of course, staying top of mind. Networking with luxury realtors, I think that's hugely important, is being around other luxury realtors, whether they're in your company or not. I find it just valuable to your success and really helping us get our home sales. And when you have those luxury events, those are the people that you want to be there to help and collaborate. Leveraging social media, you've heard me all through here. I'm very passionate about it. Using platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn because it's not as much traffic and it's so business, but Instagram is for housing, and being a realtor, isn't it the best? Absolutely. I know I'm running out of time. I'm trying to talk quick here, but partner with high-end developers. That goes without saying. That's a great way to network, build a sphere, all of that. Developers are key, and really working with them around the world gives you that global mystique that you can come back and share with your clients, and again, be the expert on. And focus on authenticity and networking. Being your authentic self as you are growing your network is just key. We're all individuals, we're all our own personalities, and to be you and to be the expert, truly let your light shine, and I guarantee you it will work as you're building your luxury market. Of course, we've talked about, I think I just like this car is why we put this in here, but offer expertise to new luxury buyers, right? we love the buyer right here with this red Ferrari, but providing those educational seminars, consultations for new luxury buyers, this can position you as a trusted expert and build rapport with those high-end clients. I've already shared with how I broke into luxury, and again, coming to Nashville, doing that, but it does help also with raising the price point. And one of the things I did when I got my brokerage was raise that price point. But you know what I did? All the things we're sharing now. There's not, the secrets are the systems. That is the secret of all of this. If you take just 2, 3, 4 points that we've shared today and you put them into a systematic form that, hey, I'm going to do this every month, every day. These are my weekly check-ins. You will see your business thrive. Absolutely. That's why people have coaches. It's accountability. But I say if you don't have a system in place, it doesn't have to be a perfect system. Just start a system and start today. All right, so we've got start with premium marketing. Of course, we have to market these, and building a luxury team. When I say build a luxury team, that is agents, marketers, partners who are experienced in high-end real estate and are ready to help you with your success, but you with them. Again, I had an amazing team when I had my brokerage, and really we were the same for almost 10 years. We kept the same people because they were so amazing and so poured into all of each other's successes. So it was great. Partner with luxury service providers, which we've touched on them, interior designers, architects, stagers, developers who cater to the luxury clientele. And of course, we're always offering that white glove service to everyone. Creating a luxury branding strategy is crucial, which we've talked about. So we've got our system in place of how you're going to grow your sphere, growing your network, but obviously it's the time right now to really go into your branding strategy and how you're going to market yourself and grow your personal brand for 2025. Focus on raising price points gradually. To me, it does not, sometimes you get lucky, there's no doubt, but the more calls you make, it's prospecting and branding. Prospecting gets results today. If you call enough people in the world, you're going to get business. Branding is one that over time, and some of this is what we've a good happy medium is we need to do both. And social media is a lot of that branding, but it's also prospecting as well. Creating a luxury, I think we did that, I went backwards there. Build trust with luxury buyers and sellers, absolutely. Hosting exclusive property showcases. I love this one, creating a luxury referral program. That's more of like the VIP program we were talking about when you were building your sphere of influence. Developing an online luxury presence, absolutely a must. But it will definitely take your business to the next level. We've talked about partnering with high-end brands, building that reputation and being the expert in your area, staying ahead of the luxury trends. I love going to conferences, but I tell you what, at all these conferences, the number one thing I always see is the biggest agent in the room is always sitting on the front seat. I love that because they're staying ahead of their luxury market and learning those trends and implementing them. It's one thing to listen and go to these conferences or even listening to this today, but the one thing to do is implement something. Be fast and furious about it because that, again, will take your business to the next level. Establishing partnerships with luxury developers, offering personalized client consultations are critical. Deliver that premium marketing for every listing and building that reputation for handling high-end deals. All of this goes into building your business and surrounding yourself with top luxury agents. These connections can provide you with invaluable insights. So I had to speed up at the end. I did 45 minutes on the dot almost. Woohoo! So I like the interaction. So this is hard for me to just be talking because I love people and I love your feedback. So I hope you have found something so valuable today that you can put into your business. That is always my goal with luxury real estate and speaking on these forums like this. I love our industry, I love our people, and I love how everyone pours into each other, and especially at eXp. I absolutely love it. So if any questions anyone can get, let's see, I've got questions from the chat. Janet, hi Janet. Will we get a copy of Carrie's list on how to maximize our luxury connections? Absolutely, I can do that. Do we have any other questions? I don't think I can hear anyone, but I can see on the private chat here. So, okay, no others. Well, I want to thank everyone again, and I hope to see you soon. Be sure to look me up on social media, and if you have any questions, feel free to chat me at Instagram or Workplace Chat. Take care, and thanks, everyone.